Yes, we've got to keep the ball again!
The boys! Go!
So if it's go, it's go. Well,
Go! To the left, it's go.
well.
Unbelievable. Number 10.
Mate, standing ovation for that performance. Mate, that's the best. I found your level.
A few times.
Simon Ferry, centre half as well, mate.
Well, we'll talk about him first because he was outstanding.
Aye.
So ask you, and then you want to ask her?
So when you hear you get number 10, you think, what is the manager thinking? Or you looking forward to it?
Thought he's lost it. Lost support.
When did you get told? Was it the Friday? You said he but you said he explained it to you using the sacks.
How did you get
When he was tuning, you were like, "Oh, I'm number 10 right now."
You get told on the Tuesday night when last week's podcast got aired after Gary Mackay.
What was he thinking?
Tactics. No, I found it day of the game. But that's the first time I've ever played number 10. But I've played, obviously, was I winger up to about 23.
I honestly, I know you last week you said about playing maybe the third centre half and stuff like that, but I think it's a wee restriction there on you, mate. I know, better higher up. I know you're saying you can easy wee passes,
I just said that I would love to play the left centre half in our team because those centre halves have so much of the ball. That's the reason. It's more just...
Which is important, obviously, when you're a third centre half.
But you know, I will say to young players watching this, because I get it a few times, just play when you're fucking told to play and go out and do the best that you can.
Exactly, sir.
In that position.
Exactly.
So he's saying last week, this is a guy who's played top level. I'll play left centre back if I ask. I'll play left wing back. I'll play up in front.
Brilliant.
Told you, mate, Jack of all trades, master of none, mate. That's it.
That's a brilliant.
Mate, the linesman's killed you with your wee through ball for Boyce. And then Boyce's drag for the finish is a joke as well. Had he been up there for goal of season?
The linesman was staying in the first 10 minutes, wasn't he?
He must have splaffed in his pants for 45 minutes and just sat there. He said he's eyes shut for 45 minutes.
He's been for 45 minutes.
I don't know who was worse, the ref or the linesman.
Or Auchinleck yourself.
I know, mate.
Or Auchinleck.
Auchinleck. Oh, come on, though. It's a big jump,
Not 100%, but see, because he knocked Hamilton out, I thought they were going to make it a bit difficult. Maybe it is a big step.
We were on it, though. Because I think a lot of the times when you play teams like that, and people think, obviously, it's a nervy one, but if the better team's on it, it's going to be hard for any of them, innit? So
you're right.
I've got a theory as well. 5 years ago, they wouldn't have won that game the way they did. Because 5 years ago, there'd been a 4-4-2 against a 4-4-2. It would have went up against them. Whereas you just had them moving all over the place with your 3-4-3 dropping in it. Didn't know whether to come, whether to stay. People went high.
We get beat off a Broda last year.
So you did.
And Broda...
But you made it
lower level than not.
To be fair, the players in the positions, they don't just stay in the one positions. That's what's good about Hearts now. They rotate about and they're quite happy if one goes into one space, the other one comes into cover. And I think that's the difference you see with Hearts. And
but that's what the Jet used to stick to one position either, didn't
they've got good players. So when we Barry Mackay's on it, and obviously, like, not just because you're sitting here, but you're fucking nipping wee balls in here. There, wee diags over the. That cross we bad it. On the cross, I want to ask you, because obviously I've slowed it down a couple of times the header. Why are you aiming for the top corner?
I was just aiming to head it that way.
Aye, because it looked like your head was going that way, but the ball went that way, but it was a great finish.
I just tried to go across. Mate, I've said this 100 times, right? See if I go, no you, fuck's sake, but see if I went 1v1 with him to jump, I'd fancy myself to win it. But see if somebody asked me to direct a header,
mate, this thinking of
direct a header, mate.
This thinking of Robbie Nielsen, man.
Kev, how would you love to play in that Hearts side? You square barrel with big stuff?
It's
going to be honest, I think you're technical enough.
No.
No, I'm being serious.
I think he is technical.
I am.
He's technical.
What, could you drop in and
drop in? I would do what Boyce does. Just play on his feet, move it around, get in the box. What's wrong with that?
No, I think you would. I think you would.
I think you're 20 plus big man there.
I watched Hearts last week. Crying out for me, they were. No, see,
do you think you're as technical as Liam Boyce?
No, I'm not saying I'm as technical as Liam Boyce. I could play in that Hearts team, no ball, because see when they get the ball wide and they come back in and start passing it, they wouldn't need to start doing that. They just put it in the box and I'd be in there. Different option.
Do you know you called it a year ago to the day? You said Hearts fans were getting on Robbie Nielsen a wee bit, and you said Hearts would be better in the Premier League. It's a good shout, that.
I remember it because I took a lot of private messages saying, fucking, why are you always champion for Robbie Nielsen in the Championship? And I says, well, the Championship, he just needs to get out of that. Judge him next year. And fucking hell, no had any many private messages for them.
I seen a stat the other day that he's the fastest manager to reach 100 wins for Hearts by like 30-40 games. And to be fair, he's had 2 stints in the Championship, so it's maybe But still
the style you're playing, I really love to watch.
It's proper football,
mate. It's brilliant to watch. I really love that.
Much better when Lee McCulloch's up in the stand as well.
Keep him up there. Keep him up there. He's putting Nielsen off, isn't he?
I had to ask you, what was Gary's reaction when he seen, because the ground's in like a council estate, innit?
Aye.
Gary, he asked for a police escort to take him in.
What is this? He was disgusted with that place by...
It's a council estate, Gary.
He was disgusted.
You're fucking right, it's a state.
Right, on to Brazy.
I'm not playing here.
On to the main man, centre half, Simon.
Who was that number 6 you were playing aside for the first goal, man?
Who was that?
He was shocking, the big
First
number 6.
Me, mate.
Was that you?
Me.
Can't believe
Mate, to be fair, right, out for 12 and a half weeks.
I couldn't believe you played.
Mate, playing centre half. They've got fucking R9 up front, man. This guy was unreal. Mate, and you know, every time he got the ball, he just headed straight for me, mate. I think that was a tactic, and he was good. His feet were fucking good.
I'm going to be honest with you, right? You looked fucking heavy in that car. You looked heavy.
But because we kept it about the back, got him chasing me, after 20 minutes he was piped.
Oh, was he?
So the other side of keeping the ball from me.
Even when you play at the back, but to get on the ball, innit? It's not your 1v1 defenders, it's like.
Take it in the 6-yard box, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's only a bag air, innit?
How did the game go? On the radio it was saying that their keeper was very busy.
We were a better team. Had a lot of chances second half. No.
With pens, I mean, but...
No. Mate, we're confident in our boys.
Did you take one? No.
No, 10th.
I'll tell you another thing. The draw, that'll be fireworks, that game.
Dundee, well... I got absolutely abused for 45 minutes on Saturday.
I saw the guy on Twitter, with the wee guy on his own shouting, "If you hate Cy Ferry, clap your hands."
Yeah, that was for 45 minutes he sang.
What did you say about him?
So I went, I couldn't really see him where I was, because I was centre half, obviously. He was away with the left-hand corner. Fucking constant. The boys, if you hate Cy Ferry, mate, our manager and our players were clapping their hands like that. So, mate, I get over to that side of the pitch and I could kind of clock him. And I'm like to him, are you not going to keep shouting, singing these songs? He's like, I went, you are one ugly bastard, mate. And he was fucking raging, man. So it just got personal, mate. And see, after it, he's like, I'll see you down at the Huggy Hawk. I know you go jogging down there.
That's the type of game as well, where if one person's on you for that long, you hear it. Because, mate, I was getting dogs abuse as well.
What about?
Oh, orange bastard, shite bastard, baldy bastard, ugly bastard, open goal bastard, fucking everything. I was like, what? Everywhere I go, mate, I just get abused. And
not here, mate. You didn't get abused
here. But we're not the type of boys. We don't really get on people, do we? We just have a laugh.
That's mere him, innit?
But to be fair,
I got you just a shite Paul Slade as well, which I was delighted. I was fucking, I was singing along to that. That was good.
I like that.
Boys, before we go any further, just because we have been forgetting Grosvenor, I've got a special midweek fixture offer for you.
Aye, they're boosted Celtic to beat Hearts at Tynecastle, Simon, with both teams to score. And Andy, you're going to take the last line away.
So you can now get this offer at boosted price of $72, which means if you put £20 on it, you win absolutely nothing.
£70,
so Andy, get involved, sign up at gsport.com/open goal.
Well done.
Brilliant.
Kev must say his accents last week were...
So we're going to start the half of a bang. We're going to start the accents.
Well, you're going to shake him?
I'd love to.
I think it's important, since obviously it was a big result for Peter Head. He tries a Peter Head accent.
Well, no bad.
I don't know Peter Head.
Come on, get a bash.
I don't know. Where's
just
Peter
not
Head?
like Aberdeen.
I don't know. No, you should have given me some pre-warning.
You're betting off the cuff. You're betting off the cuff.
Hey, what about Gary Mackay-Stevens? You never really join in that.
No,
he's a fuzzle.
Is he better form, but... You're better, I think, abroad.
Just countries.
Texas, I'm at Texas.
Fuzzle, come on.
Fuzzle if you want to. No problem.
Well, like with the left foot's all right.
Mate, he's fucking on cue.
I went all the way down to Glasgow, and it was great.
Take that snooker ball out your mouth.
Talking
toast, man.
I've heard for a good sauce that you were up there with Pat Nevin at the weekend.
I mean, Pat Nevin, one bed. We got the journey up together as well, starting on the bus together, just the twos.
Two horny wingers.
Two horny wingers. We Pat, where I see them these days? Up Fuzzle?
That's Fuzzle, But somebody else said that the seniors doing it, well, you said you were hugging the touchline.
Are you talking about?
No, but that's what he calls his belly button. Who else in Scottish football could be Faith Thursday? That was my question for you.
What a shout that is.
Great. That's a great question.
I think Graham Murray could be the type Faith Thursday.
John
Murzo Faith Thursday.
John McGlynn, no.
John McGlynn could be
I look at
Thursday.
John McGlynn and think he's got a Chuckter accent before he opens his mouth.
He's too fast for the way he chats. John McGlynn to be up for Thursday.
Murty would be a hero in Thursday because he took you. They just show him taking you off on loop in a pub into 43 minutes.
Doing a handstand at the side, they'd love that, wouldn't they?
Imagine Murty doing a handstand and wee Pat Nevin trying to hold his legs, but also fix his glasses at the same time.
And then scanting them. Big Tokley, I think.
Tokley could be for Thursday.
The hard man up there, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he could be the gangster. Thursday gangster.
Big Tokley's eye.
Who'd be like the
Any gangs
who'd be like the Romeo? Who'd be the good-looking guy?
Guy Stephen, isn't it?
He's probably he will be the best looking, I'd imagine. He's not great, so.
How did his appearance go down in the dressing room?
And us?
On this, how did the Hearts boys think of him?
Oh no, I loved it.
Good?
Absolutely loved it. To be fair, I've had a lot of feedback about him coming on last week. I think it's got to be on every couple of months or something.
Just a wee update on Thursday.
But he needs to no talk about Hearts because you can't come on and start slagging off tactics last week. So
that was unbelievable. Couldn't believe what he was thinking.
See on I told the one about David Wilson last week with the wrong trainers on.
Aye.
Mate, he sits right across from me in the dressing room. I'm obsessed with him, right? So every Monday now I send the boys their clips, things that they could do better in the game for the Saturday. So I'm still waiting to hear back from him for last Saturday's game. Just patched this completely. World he's on.
Brilliant.
So what are the two wrong trainers to Newcastle? So he comes in this Saturday, he's always clean shaven, always skeleton face. So playing the game, does okay. I think he got hooked, whatever. Coming after the game and I always watch him. He doesn't speak, doesn't talk to him, just in his own wee world, sits with his towel wrapped around him, laughing on his phone. Always one of the first to go for the shower. Comes back for the shower, I'm still icing my fucking full body after that game. So I'm just watching him, puts his trackies on and then he's like looking a bit and he's like, but he wouldn't even have to go, boys, if somebody took my t-shirt and jacket. He's like that. So I'd almost up there and he's like that. Jacket and t-shirt's gone. So he's standing with his trousers and his trainers and I'm pissing myself and I was like, oh fuck, nightmare mate. I was like, you got to drive back to Elgin with your tap off, and he's like that. Yeah. Like, we've got a big bucket of training taps and like socks and pants for anyone to use. Anyone else would go and put a training tap on, fuck off. We've got big Peterhead jackets, right? So I'm still looking at him. He just puts his big Peterhead jacket, zips it up. See you later, boys. Mate, he must have drove for Peterhead to Elgin, sweating when he with a t-shirt on underneath that big fucking jacket. He's a different breed, man.
He's a legend.
Oh, a hero. Hero, man.
That's a funny story, so I don't know that I follow up with this, but did anybody watch when Gaz came on against Auckland Derby the weekend? They looked fucking lost, mate. Honestly, Gaz on a junior pitch just doesn't go at all. He's just looking a bit like that in 20 minutes. He actually tracked back and made one tackle and I was pushing myself laughing. But I did say to him, listen, go and represent Thursday today because it's on TV. And he done it well. It was an absolute embarrassment for 20 minutes. So good on.
I must say, you play well with Cockring, didn't you?
Cockring?
I like Cockring.
You play well with him.
It's a good link up.
It's a very good link up, man. Cockring behind you, looks really good, doesn't it? We need to check it. What the plans are.
Oh, Calvin's again. That's the same ones as last week.
Eh?
You've had them on for 7 days.
I've got 8 packs of them.
And the new jumper?
No, just old school Simon.
No, I know, it's not. I know it's not a new house, man.
I don't, Simon, I don't buy clothes.
You've done as a belter with that number 6. Why did I not
That's a
click
good
on his number?
I actually didn't realise that was you at the time, and I was like, that is fucking Si.
That was a bad
Put on his arse.
But did you know why I knew it was him? Did you see East Kilbray's tweet?
I know, they've came
Cheeky bastards,
Oh, can we get out? You need to take it back.
What did they say?
Zhao put Si Ferry on his arse.
Si Ferry's arse one now.
That's good.
So I purposely went to watch the highlights. I was like, I need to see this, and then my fat ass was rolling a bit of floor. Jalpedo ran through.
Mate, see, after I seen that, that's why I'm on a diet this week. I agree, mate. I looked at it and thought, oh.
Do you know why? I keep saying to you, I don't know why you tuck your strip in, mate. Stop tucking your strip in. You look heavier when you tuck your strip in.
I know, it's how high is the, what size of
I said the carry was the
Never
carry.
Sunday, mate.
It's not getting away from you.
No, he'd be raging, mate. Have you seen that, mate? He'd be raging. What did you get up to the weekend, obviously?
Scream.
Did you?
Scream?
And you put the mask on as well.
I know you've got to see that. I should never seen it. I know I should never put myself down.
Pal.
It was. Did you see it?
Oh, he's another. Come get that.
We'll do Scream.
No, I can't do
It was alright, but I think horror films are a bit, the plot's shite in it.
Really.
It's not believable, but it was no bad. Got a wee
Winch in the back row.
Oh, yeah?
We fiddle, aye. So
popcorn trick.
Popcorn trick, aye.
You know the popcorn trick?
Aye, she's going to find it for ages.
Did you sit
to get right to the bottom?
Right to the bottom, aye. Fucking ages. But an old boy...
She thought they'd be brown bits of popcorn with your balls, didn't they?
Couple of spare seeds at the bottom.
But it was like, it was rude, an old boy behind us kept farting. I hate
Bruce?
that.
Was it Brucey?
Brucey, I was sitting there just farting, but I hate it. Come on. Let us watch a film in peace, you know what I mean? Just kept ruffling. So, good night, and I bought a wee watch, £9.
Nice.
Nice, cool, isn't it?
I like this new sporty look. I think that's
It's very me, innit? How do you think my weight's looking? I've lost a bit of weight, no?
How many steps? 30,000 steps a day, is
30,000 steps a day. Up at 6 in the morning, I walked to Kilmarnock this morning, walked back. So
Kilmarnock?
Kilmarnock.
Kilmarnock?
What do you think Kilmarnock would be? I just wander everywhere now, just walk about, get my steps up.
30,000, that's for sure.
And what about you, Kev, weekend? He said plenty of screaming coming for your room.
You know what? I actually on the drinks Saturday night.
Oh, did you? Love to see you with the
What'd you have?
Fuck it, I took up I got a selection of ciders for Christmas, like loads of different variety ones. And there's about maybe 12 of them.
12 ciders?
See the ones that were 8.2%, man. Fucking
8.2% cider?
Was feeling it yesterday.
Oh yeah?
I woke up with a...
So did you end up steaming it, huh?
No, I wasn't steaming. I walked down the road about 2 o'clock from my mate's house, but fuck me, man. See, yesterday, up at 8 o'clock in the morning with the kids.
Did you have a wee bit of fun when you went back up the road?
No, Lynn was away doing a walk. She's doing big walks. She's
That's why.
Why do you think I've started?
Right, boys, football. Who else played? Oh, we've got Peterhead, I've got Dundee, Hearts at home to Livy.
It's great. I think it's really
You'd
good.
be happy with that, wouldn't you? Home draw.
Home draw, I hate it.
That'll be brilliant, and I might come to that one, Si. Don't mind.
Come up, mate, jump
Love
on the
to come
bus.
to that. I'll come to your away games in the league, but Peter's a bit far in it. But that cup game will definitely make it. But go to it and we'll do it.
I'm going to the game Wednesday, Hearts Celtic.
But you're doing the Hearts then, didn't you?
I know, but I just go to analyse the game and then you can give a proper informed opinion on that.
Does that mean you lose that boy? That boy will not be able to play for you then, huh?
Hey, Josh is away back. Josh Mulligan. Played for Dundee at the weekend.
Did he? Brilliant.
Another young kid. We've got another one just now for Aberdeen.
What'll be interesting to see you v Dundee though, playing it.
I've played them before since. We'll play me 100%.
You would fancy your chances there, Si, yeah? I know Dundee's obviously two.
Got a good
I know, but
point,
you would fancy like going
there. Andy says so, Kev. If the team at the top
they do.
turns it on,
if you go there and be hard to beat, you just never know.
Boys just need to play their usual game. Be brave, innit? We need a bit. We can finally talk about him. He's left. Come dogs away. We never actually got to speak about his high-draw performance because we didn't know what to kill him.
Well, that was his last appearance in Scotland, wasn't it?
What a way to go out there.
So
what was he thinking?
I've got a feeling that might have something to do with his new move.
Brilliant.
It would have been brilliant on here.
They would have been brilliant.
See if you could have got a team here and then joined here as well. A wee bit you're doing, Andy. That'd have been that's the perfect thing, isn't it?
Has he got a team there?
Central Coast Mariners, mate. What a move!
I know.
Oh, that's good for. I'm pleased because I see obviously when he came and helped us.
Great boy.
Like he's got a nice heart there and he's got a great attitude. Just I think sometimes when you're in football and you get one bad thing against you, people seem to hold that against you for a long time. So maybe a wee fresh start because he's only like 26 or something, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's not old. Am I right in saying that their manager's at Nick Montgomery as well?
Aye. Monty.
Is that him that snoddied him?
That's the one I told you, the snoddy pranked him. Said he was getting a call up for Scotland. Phoned him, kidding on him was Craig Levine.
It was like his dream.
He was like, listen, we just need a dog in there. Like,
what's the snoddy phone him?
We don't
That's
need
right,
we've got
that's a
technical
famous
players,
prank.
somebody to dog a bit.
That's a famous prank.
So he was
Something
but he was saying to Nick Montgomery, like, what size of tie are you in that? So we can get your suit fitted. The guy was like, it was one size. It's like many belt buckles you take in your belt.
Oh,
mate, honestly, done him. But he went away telling his family not end up a big thing. And he proper wanted to do this, Snoddy. He never took it as a joke at all.
But come dog you were a bit raging, he was a joker.
Do you know what though? See when I first we met him to do the hang with the hang here, I felt a connection right away. I mean, he's somebody that you automatically love.
Take the. Do you think it was too much for him?
Too much for him, innit? Back off the stage.
Mate, what about he kept trying to get back on the stage, didn't he? The stewards had to start. He kept saying to him, as soon as I'm going to take your moustache off you.
I'm going to say as soon as I moustache your question. I was like, mate, you're not getting back on. He was obsessed with saying that joke to my ma. I was like, mate, you're not saying a joke with my ma. You know what I'm talking about, didn't you? With the hornet.
Oh, I wish him all the best.
No, what a
you
boy.
can't actually get a serious combo with him, eh?
No.
He feels like he's always got to make you laugh. It's just lovely, but you're like, mate,
what a guy.
Relax for 2 seconds.
To be fair, he was obsessed with you, wasn't he?
What a guy. Honestly, but he I think when he comes back, he'll be brilliant for
his
the show.
VT was unreal in here.
Amazing.
He was so natural.
That wee video we done, that made it, didn't it? That wee bit was brilliant.
You, him and Pat Nevin, mate. He's got him at Amazon by that. Him and Pat, didn't they?
The clash with the Hibs thing.
Oh, was it right?
Aye, they clashed, so.
Who was a better joker, Kev, Andy?
Oh, there's only this one joker.
It's good. Yeah, big stuff.
Nah, you know, they're doing filming Batgirl down there.
Aye, Batgirl.
Why don't you get down?
Who'd you went to the cinema with?
Aye.
What, he's an Australian accent, Ken, before we move on for Cummins.
Oh, strikey, mate.
Oh my God. Honestly, mate.
Harold Bishop for neighbours. Right, football. That's fucking 20 minutes of older shite.
Right, come on,
It's the best
Toadfish.
part of it.
Right, who's game for the Jambos? Kev, you going to go?
What's that?
The welcome Celtic,
game for the
Tynecastle.
Do you know
Beat
what,
them last time at
Simon?
home. What are you expecting for this one? Yeah, great game.
I think, very, very, very tough game for Celtic because obviously they've got a couple of injuries and new signings experience that atmosphere at Hearts will be very, very difficult. But for me, if Celtic get any aspirations to try to keep in the title race and win this league, they've got to go there and take 3 points off of Hearts, and that ain't going to be easy because Hearts are like flying. I know they had a couple of... What was wrong with Big Soapy? Was he injured at the weekend?
Ankle injury.
Ankle injury.
Old one I had.
Does he come back in next week or is he fit or...
No, he'll not play.
I think he should be alright for tomorrow.
Aye, so for me, no, if Hearts have got the full allocation to pick from,
Wednesday,
Hearts give them a right good chance. I think Celtic's got to go there and get an early goal. They get an early goal, it might be a different game, but see the longer it does, Hearts will get chances because see the likes of Barry Mackay, and Barry Mackay's on fire, and I don't care how good you're defending or how you do to try and stop one person, and I know one person, but he's got that little bit that can make a difference, whether it's a cross, a pass, and he's rapid, by the way.
He's so quick.
He's rapid.
Mate, he's strong for his size.
And for me, I'm going to go to the game, Simon, and I'm looking forward to
Who's
it.
managed to sort your tickets for that?
Lockie.
Has he?
Aye, phoned them up.
You always do alright with the tickets, didn't you, big man?
Aye, no, you don't ask, you don't get. No, I'm looking forward to it. Take the wee man up.
Who's the wee man, Billy Brown?
No, no. But no, looking forward to it. I think it's a big, big game. Andy, you'll obviously be looking forward to it.
Aye,
You're
massive
sure you're
game.
playing, eh?
I don't know. Should see, hopefully. But to be fair, both teams are flying now.
Can I play like that and be sitting watching the next week?
No, doesn't make sense.
Well, obviously, fingers crossed I'm playing, but Celtic are... Celtic not won something like 10 games in a row or something like that. So they're obviously in a good place and all, but so are we. I said at the start of the season, I'd fancy us to give anyone a game at home, and going into it, we know that, listen, see, if we win that game, we're 6 points behind Celtic. I know
Some season easier than...
I know it's easier said than done, but it's going to be a big game. They're missing a few good players.
McGregor,
squad,
Abada, Ideguchi looks like they're going to be out for it.
Well, they've just obviously signed the boy Matt O'Reilly, is it, for £1.5 million? So you might still come in.
And he's knowing about him.
I remember him breaking through at Fulham, and he broke through something, I'm sure it was 16 or something, it was very, very young.
Oh, was he?
And he was always highly thought of, so...
Maybe brilliant.
What was it you seen him doing with the Michael Jackson statue?
Why'd they keep doing that?
I know, it was weird, wasn't
I
it?
didn't like that.
Farting on it and moonwalking away.
Moonwalking away. So how big a miss are they? 3 players, McGregor, Abadan,
I think
Ideguchi.
even if you had Kyogo there as well, so I think the big one's McGregor.
Yeah, of course that
I
is.
really think so. I think
He's so important to the way they play, aren't
the way
they?
they play. I think that's the most important player for the
And what is that in terms of the build-up?
build-ups. Because the way Celtic want to play, obviously they want to get play out for the back and stuff, right? But he's that one who's going to get receive the ball anywhere. He'll take it under pressure. That's what Celtic midfielder does. But he's a very, very clever player. Who's going to... I can't think of somebody that will replace him at the same level as that. No. McCarthy's will come in, won't he? But he's not really played at all.
Got to be Tom Boyd, I think he's the only one that can actually...
He keeps on chipping at the bit, so maybe get him in. But I don't know.
Obviously
what
the
about
new boy.
Hatate? Could he come play there?
I don't know anything about him. Maybe he could, but I don't know. I didn't want him to play against Alloa.
Who, McGregor?
Didn't want him to
Perfect time to game of your rest.
Surprised he played as well, to be
I'm
fair.
surprised, and then even Brian.
Not only on the ball, so when we watched the game at Hibs, he is the one that maybe sets the press and tells them,
Mate,
never over.
See, it's funny you said setting the press, right? This Maeda boy. I've never seen somebody press
like him, mate. He fucking loves pressing.
He sprints every
I
play.
love it, man.
Animal.
But you know what he does when he gets there, mate? He proper bashes people, man.
But that's what we say. You've not done your job pressing when you get there and stop.
Yeah.
You've done half a job.
Too much of that. Man United are the biggest ones for it.
No, the king of the fake press is Kyle Lafferty. Watch Kyle Lafferty press. It's the old, he puts his head down and just moves his arms fast, but he doesn't run.
Aye.
So like that. Everyone thinks he's
See when people get there and they start doing that thing that they do.
Just go and tackle him, man.
Show them doing one side.
Contact. Yeah, get tight.
Aye, so but certainly with McGregor's a big one. I don't know how long he's going to be. Is it a broken cheekbone? It's looking like.
I think it does look like a broken cheekbone.
I think that was the wee time to. And then that being said, if Alloa then go and beat you, and then people see you've rested players, but no matter who plays, they should have enough to beat Alloa. So I think that was.
We're going to come to that game in a bit.
Sorry,
on the Hearts game.
On the Hearts game. So who's going to play them? Because Turnbull's out. Rogic.
I think Rogic's still.
I'm not sure.
I don't know when Rogic goes.
I think McCarthy will come in for that, and then
I thought Beaton. No, Beaton.
I think Beaton will play. Beaton could do that role. I think Beaton's.
He's been good under us, to be fair, since.
Yeah.
Beaton, Hatate, and
Rogic is the three.
Rogic, yeah.
Still strong, isn't it? Maeda, Forrest, and O'Reilly. Is it O'Reilly?
No.
Jota?
No. Forrest,
Jota back.
Jota back.
So you wouldn't put the new boy straight in there?
I think he might play in midfield. Is it a 10?
I think he's a wide left.
Oh, is he?
Coming in off the side.
Was he there for the Alloa game, the new boy, or has he just signed this week?
I think his registration was late.
Was it? Aye, because I've got to say it would have been good to actually have him in the Alloa game to see where you're at. But like you said earlier on the McGregor thing, you don't really need to be playing Callum McGregor and a couple of other players against Alloa.
This game will be fascinating Wednesday. Win it, it's going to be an unbelievable game. Honestly,
it's
back to its best, isn't it?
Do you know what? See, all three of the games, obviously played each other 3 times this year. They've all been good games.
Brilliant games.
So
it's the start of. Do you think the Hearts will do? Obviously, we talked about it before in previous podcasts. Where Celtic have come out the blocks, been in high intensity, quick from the word go, and then second half they've kind of stepped off a bit. But Hearts have come into the game second half. Do you think you will change the way you want to go about things, or I think it'll just be similar and see how the game plans out?
I said it last time we went to Parkhead. It looked as if we went there to sat in, but we never. We went to have a go, but they were just that good. It forced us back on the day, but we won't sit off against anyone in Tynecastle. I don't even think that's gained much away. I think anyone's watched us this year.
I know.
It'll be two teams trying to win the game, definitely.
Yep.
Right, St Johnstone. Misery continues. We predicted it last week. Kelty have put them out. Is he on a Sugly peg? Obviously, it is a Sugly peg with the size of his suit hanging on it, but
very Sugly.
Has it got even Sugly?
His big leather jacket. He's a golf into Callum Davidson.
He admitted it himself.
He's a golf.
We just went him and listened
to the game.
Full way him, Slipknot in the motor running like that.
Straight in the cat house, innit?
No, he's obviously admitted it himself, but he
should get time, Kev. He shouldn't be getting losing his job.
I would agree with you because I think he's earned the time.
Yeah.
For whatever reason it is, I did notice I said last week after watching him, St Johnstone last week with Matty Davis, and he got dropped at the weekend. And to be fair, the highlights package that we saw, some of the games got more minutes than someone.
I'll have to see your package.
I know you would.
Right now.
But see the boy Butterfield, he looked like their main goal threat actually. And I was quite critical of him last week because I thought he was quite...
Do you remember him at Barnsley, Kev? Right, good player. Good player, wasn't he?
Played him, good.
I was thinking of the Butterfield guy that played with Crystal Palace. Was it Jake Butterfield?
That's him, Jacob.
No, there was another guy. There was another Butterfield. There was
Danny Butterfield.
Danny.
That's Butterbean you're talking about.
No, but St Johnstone, like they've got good players. It's just they're just needing something to click. And you were thinking like Saturday against Kelty Hearts. Don't get it wrong, they dominated the game against Kelty Hearts. Kelty's caught them on the break, and it's a great finish by the boy Higginbottom. Aye, composure.
But when you're in a ruck, Kevin,
you're in a ruck.
I've been in many rucks, filthy rucks. My fuck Lord, I've been in many.
29 years.
29-year ruck. And that's what I say to Callum Davidson. I've been in a 29, 30-year ruck. Still not it. So I don't know if you can. I really don't know if you can get it ruts. I don't know. Well, if the 3 years you know, you're manager, assistant, and coach, whatever it may be. How do you get out it? What do you do different? Because you don't.
I think you need to do something drastic.
But see, when this is the issue, I feel as a player, if he goes like, right, today we're going to go kart, and see when managers do that, you're going. But do you think it needs to be a complete change on tactics or training? It's difficult, isn't it?
I actually read somewhere that during the week that their possession stats are up for last year, but their number of shots at goal and number of touches in the box are miles.
Maybe you should take
so should he go?
Take them on the cat house.
She's still wearing that leather vest underneath his shirt.
Do they look at some of the players on the fringes or the
take the nipple clamps off?
Is there any young kids that've got young strikers that potentially could come in? Because let's be honest, the strikers have got them now, they're doing it. I know Chifty's just come in, it was only 2 games in, so he's
I think they scored a lot of goals last year, Kev. I think they were better defensively.
So do they need to go back to being where they need to just shut up and say, right, let's not lose the game, and can we be the one that maybe catches
I agree with that, right, but you can't score 11 goals and then blame it on not keeping enough clean sheets either. Do you know what I mean? Because 11 goals, more than halfway through the season.
They try to play like that against Celtic, sitting in the World Cup.
And to be fair, talk the initial question, Sugarly Peg, he's not going to be on a Sugarly Peg. He's just won 2 cups last year. You can't go for that to no gain him at least the season. And he's already signed, I think, 3 or 4 players in this window. They're no planning on getting rid of him for just let him sign 3 or 4 players. But the biggest thing for me, he signed 3 defenders.
And he signed Sifke, didn't he?
Aye.
You just wonder if he'll think about walking.
You can't walk now, mate. No, you need to get them out this.
I've said from the get-go that I still stand by they'll be all right. They're not going down this year, but I do worry that they've just lost the boy Cam McPherson. So he's been their best player.
He was good last week.
I would definitely walk them out of situations in life I fucked up and just walked away from it and left the shambles there for the other people to deal with. Do you know what I mean? Leave.
Who takes
you just leave him, innit?
I've done it many times.
Pat Nevin, the job.
Ozzy Osbourne, innit? He'll take over now.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Waterspoon's a massive loss. He's the one that links midfield.
Do you know their next fixtures?
Play Dundee Wednesday night, mate.
That's a
that's huge.
But that again, like saying the Kelty, it could be the game that kickstarts the season. They're going to hate to do something. And Dundee will feel, they obviously got a win on Saturday in the Cup, but they'll feel like if they can get 3 points,
who's at home?
Put them a bit of distance between them and St Johnstone.
Who's at home?
It's the angriest I've seen Callum Davidson after a game. Did you see him after a game?
What was he saying?
The boys have been told specific instructions before
and they're not doing it.
First half and they're not doing it.
Aye.
Wasn't happy.
I'd be more raging at fans kidding on they're going to batter players, isn't it? That is.
What about Liam Craig, the shop steward, man? Come on, lads. Come on, lads.
He put his high vis on straight after the game, didn't he?
He's got his PFA rep card out. I'm actually
the PFA rep for the boys.
Come, don't touch your boys.
That was a bit much for our fans, though, no?
Somebody that's angry is like, if you don't mind, just drop me an email with your complaints and I'll make sure that somebody...
You know who's going to get it, no?
I think they've got more than enough quality in their squad to turn it round. But the most important one's the first one. The first win, when you're that's the most important.
Have you ever been in that in your career, in a dressing room?
You got relegated to Swindon, man. You just knew every time we went on the pitch we were getting beat. It was just that feeling of fucking we're done, man.
What do you think needs to change when that hang?
Something drastic. See the Canio, mate. I told you the first 6 games, mate, we were in a rut. We couldn't win a game. And he just, the captaincy, not taking the captaincy off you, sold one of the players that was playing every week. And everyone was like, fuck, this guy's not pissing about, man. If we didn't get our act together then. And then after that, mate, we went and fucking won the league.
Yours was probably the end.
Pulled me in.
Like brought you back into the team.
I looked like I looked on Saturday when he first took over. And he fucking took the chutes out my pocket.
We get relegated to Sunderland a few times, and it's like you say, you prepare and do everything you think is going to, like, you look at the other, you analyse more, because you look at faults in the other team, right? How could we maybe get something here today? And you go to that plan and it just takes one lapse of concentration to fall. You lose that goal, or somebody makes some mistakes, and before you know it, the heads go down, the crowd get on your back. It's a difficult place.
You can't joke around,
mate. The place is a horrible
You're walking
place.
on fucking eggshells every day. It's horrific.
Yeah.
He's probably Rangers after the January when we were flying and then couldn't win a game after January.
No, it must have been tough.
That was bizarre.
It's like you say, nothing changed from before.
No.
So why is it just, what is it, just confidence or
you don't know
mistakes?
It's confidence, and what it becomes is, and players would never admit this, but it becomes a point where you're scared to make that mistake. So instead of going and being expressive like you are, you then go, you curl into your shell and they start thinking doing the safety pass. Whereas that wee safety pass to the right wing back there, you go where you would rather just maybe a whip tap round the corner, or you would try something different.
See that you said that, Kev, right? I've watched a lot of football recently, right, which I don't usually do, but see when I've been watching Man U, I've been watching it, right, and I've been looking at Bruno Fernandes and thinking, see if he played for Old Firm, the amount of abuse he would take. Mate, Bruno Fernandes, that last game, gave the ball away about 40 times in a row.
I swear to God. That's what I love about him.
Every time he go at it again, he would try and slide somebody through, and I was like, actually, you're not getting away with that.
No.
You're generally not.
You're getting hounded,
but is that why he's so elite? Because he'll just keep trying it and then they'll eventually get an assist for the winner. Does it let it affect them?
I know, but Man U fans didn't really get on their backs.
No.
Down there, I don't think down there's, like you say,
no chance.
The fans didn't get on the same as Arab.
I'd say 30% of the stadium's full of tourists. The people that's coming across to watch it.
You're usually one of the tourists.
Every week, Slot.
Dundee beat Dumbarton at the weekend. Griffiths scored the winner. Has he still got a role to play at Dundee?
I think he's a top striker. Do you know what I mean? He just needs to be obviously.
Why do you think it's not worked for him?
I don't know.
You weren't expecting that question, mate.
It's a great question. If fuck me completely up, I'd love somebody else to take care.
See, Lee Griffiths has obviously left Celtic knowing to go and try and get his career going at Dundee. and you know you've been on loan yourself. Did you go on loan?
I was on loan a couple of times. Didn't play a second.
Andy?
I've been on a few times.
Right, you know what it's like when you go on loan and you're no full of confidence. It's very, very hard to get things going. And I think Dundee was the wrong loan move for Lee Griffiths, because I think Dundee's more of a comfort zone thing for him because he's been there before. I think he'd been better than going somewhere out on loan that was out his comfort zone, somewhere fresh where he had to get his head down and work hard.
It's all down to him though, innit?
It's all everything that goes wrong in Lee Griffiths' career is down to Lee Griffiths. Nobody else can change that. You can have managers, you can put your arm around him, you can tell him all the things he needs to do right. It's up to him whether he wants to go and do it. If he's not going to be willing to listen, then let's be honest about this, and his career will be over in the next season or two. It'll be done. Whereas I know he's in his 31, I think it's 31, 32. He's still got a good couple of years of goal scoring in the Premier League left in Lee Griffiths. It's him that needs to, for whatever reason it is, and we don't know what the reasons are, but we'd like to think that hopefully he can just go and get himself like he could.
Will we ever see a 20 goal season Lee Griffiths again?
No.
But
No.
The thing is, that question's a question that's been asked for the last 4 years. Do you know what I mean? And then, will we see Lee Griffiths get back to his best and scoring goals? He's not really scored a lot of goals for the last 4 or 5 seasons. I think, obviously, last year it was one of them where it was going back and forth for him and Lennon. He's not fit enough. He wasn't prepared to play. He couldn't play 90 minutes or whatnot. So I thought this was a big chance where I genuinely thought he would rip it up at Dundee this year.
So did I.
And whether that's down to personal form or the team not creating enough chances, I'm not sure. But he 100% still has a role to play. I think if Dundee are to make a big push and climb up the table, it will be down to him. Yeah. Because let's face it, Cummins is away now. Boy, Danny Mullen's out for I think a number of weeks. It's only him or Cillian Sheridan that's going to be playing.
This is his opportunity.
Gavin Killian's out for the season as well.
Is he?
This is his opportunity to maybe get his love for football back, because if he does be that talisman that goes on and scores maybe say 5 to 10 goals between now and then, and keeps Dundee in the Premier League, he'll get a wee buzz back about it. But you're saying about scoring 20 goals. Who outside the old firm scores 20 goals a season? There's not very many.
He's still an unbelievable finisher, isn't he?
Yeah.
Aye. Like, he showed his goal against Aberdeen a few weeks back. But
has he missed a lot? Has he missed a lot of chances up there?
Maybe not getting enough. I
was going to say that would probably worry you more.
That he's not getting chances.
He's not getting chances.
He's not
getting in positions or not getting service.
Sorry, Andy. I don't know. Edinburgh guy.
Tomo. He's flying, isn't he?
Brilliant. Really is. Do you think clubs...
Higher footy team?
Do you think a higher footy club will be... Do you think they'll be starting to sniff a bit?
He's done it the last 2 with the Kelly job, hasn't he?
Was he? Wow.
Between him and Derek McInnes.
What a relevant...
I think he'll manage at the top level.
No doubt.
I think sooner the better for him. No, that's maybe saying because he didn't get job at Kelty, but I'm just meaning I think he's ready to go and do it now. I think he knows exactly what he wants. He's got his right people around about him.
I love that. So he went and played St Johnstone, never changed a thing. They still played it exactly the same way as they played.
They had more possession.
Did you speak to him yesterday?
I spoke to him Sunday.
Did you?
He was delighted.
And he played the same way?
Played the same way. He says he thought they were fitter than St Johnstone.
I think you've got to give Matt, like we've just spoken about St Johnstone, but Kelty Hearts, man. Okay, it's unbelievable. And it puts the Scottish pyramid scheme, shall we call it, to shame the way it was over the last couple of years. Because people like Kelty Hearts, when they get the opportunity, they have to go into League Two and, as it stands, are romping it, isn't they?
What a week for us, man, eh? You've just took your performance from Saturday to Monday, mate.
But I've always been a big... mate, do you know what I remember growing up, right? I've always been a big believer of changing the Scottish football pyramid. But do you not just remember? That's what all like Talbot fans are saying. Do you not just remember every year growing up that you would see East Stirling bought League Two?
League Two, I remember that.
For about 20 years in a row.
Jimmy Mack went in and
what the fuck? What are they doing?
If Tomo goes, Kelty job.
Genuinely.
I'll be taking a Kelty job.
You'll be taking it, won't you?
I'll be taking it.
See,
Tomo was asking you quite a lot, wasn't he, when you were there about tactics and that?
No, it's really good.
Because of Boca Juniors, wasn't it?
Boca Juniors. I think listen, good footballing people can see it for each other. I mean, when it comes to these other people, they don't want it to do with me because they know I'll prove them wrong.
Simon, see on the Kelty Hearts thing. I think Barry Ferguson was wrong to leave Kelty Hearts to go to
I think so.
Aye.
100%.
Can somebody explain to me why you would leave?
Probably thought he needed something fresh, something new.
Bold, innit? He kept greeting it.
Because I think Kelty have the ambition to
Kelty's always been
going.
They're a good side and they were always going to be pushing for that next promotion. And I think that it's a win-win, but then you've got to, I suppose, like for Kevin Thomson, you've still got to go in there and do it and make it happen. And they factor into the last 16? The last 16. Last 16.
But I think Tom will be the same. I think if Tom gets offered a bigger job, he'll take it straight away.
League One's
the you're saying bigger job. Bigger job as in the Premier League or maybe Championship?
Well, Allo have been in the Championship for the last 6 years. Yeah. I think they had a Championship sort of squad when Fergie went in. I think he got a big budget in that league, so he probably thought he could get them back up there straight away.
A lot of big clubs say, I know, doing
League One's tough this year.
League One, even the Championship.
League One's got to be the most competitive league this year. I know the Championship is obviously very close now, but
Cove are brilliant against Hibs. Did you see them?
But they've just signed. They must have some dough because they've just signed Reynolds for Dundee United.
Cove, I think Paul Hartley would tell you that they've got money, but it's hard to attract players up there for me. They need to train up there 2 nights a week.
How many points have Cove ahead now? It's not a lot, is it?
I'm only looking at our website.
12, I think.
Sure.
No, Cove are about 8 or 9.
No, I don't think it is as much as that. No, it's not as much as that.
If it is, what I've just said is a lot of shite then.
Aye.
Again, I thought Cove played exactly the same way that they played in League One, which I thought was brilliant.
Championship, to be fair, is closer now as well.
I think you could be like the head of the pyramid scheme. Could you?
He's like your Doncaster, isn't he?
I'm doing Herbalife.
Doncaster.
You like that?
Connor Salmon and Bob Malcolm looked like a before and after for Herbalife.
I've got a game in hand. It's actually not as tight as I thought. I'm talking shite. Did you see part of 2 games in hand it is? Well done, Andy.
Bob and Salmon standing next to each other was like a before and after, wasn't it? Herbalife, man. Right, mate. Congratulations, Martin Boyle, you fucking millionaire.
Yay! Unbelievable.
Heard the day, 20 grand a week, it is tax free as well, mate.
Good.
Which he deserves, mate, because he's been absolutely brilliant.
When you were with him, can you
Scuddy.
What's he?
He wore the thin convict. His gear was.
What was that?
He's Montrose, mate, so he's not far off a Thurso.
What was his?
Do you like Jaeger when you're out? Do you drink Jaeger? He loves Jaeger bombs, mate.
He seems a wee character, doesn't he? Nippy and that.
I thought he was like Northern-Irish or something.
He went to when Dundee won the league. This was the couple of months before I went there. He got steaming on the plane. Was nearly fighting with Gavin Ray up in his room, greeting, saying that everyone hated him in the team because he was an annoying wee bastard. So he proper loves a night out, loves a drink. But mate, Boyle was one of the best guys you could meet at Dundee. I loved him, mate.
Can you tell me just quickly his career path?
Montrose started off at Montrose, mate, in the lower leagues.
How good is that? Seriously?
Especially with the gangs up there.
The gangs in Montrose, mate.
How good is that?
Stayed away from the thug life, went football.
And what age was it in Montrose when he left Montrose? Who'd they go to?
Mate, what
Can't believe I'm
fucking agent,
I don't know why I'm cutting the
mastermind, innit?
But I've said it before, mate. Couldn't get a game at Dundee. Well, come off the bench and now look at him, man.
But that's what you have to say to all your players down at the Lowlands League, League 2, League 1, young players. Don't be thinking about this league. Go and think at the very top. Nobody's going to hold you back.
Well done,
it's up to you as a person to go and do it. You know what I mean? Don't be thinking, oh, well, he's doing this or he's doing that as part of it. Do it for your own self.
Do you wish you'd told yourself?
I wish I'd told myself all that advice and that. I've been a bum for years.
20 grand a week. What was he saying? A 3-year deal?
Tax free.
His life's obviously just changed that. He's just got life changing money, and he said he deserves it because he's been brilliant.
Has he been, Andy? It's a great question about to come your way. Has he been the best player in Scotland the last 5 years outside Old Firm? I would say aye. I would say yes.
Maybe no 5 year. I would go back maybe 2 or 3 year. He's been consistent.
Well, let's go back 5 then, and you tell me a player that has been better than the last 5 years. Because you said don't go back, but I want to go back to 5 years.
That's a great question.
If you give me one first, right, I'll back it up, right? So
well, I don't actually. I think
you're right.
No, you're right.
No, wait, Aberdeen.
I was thinking like Kenny McLean, has he been away 5 years?
No, he's been away 5 years.
I don't know.
No, you're right, mate.
That's a
Paul
Slane. Wow, unbelievable. Unbelievable question. Listen, I think he's made the most noise. That's what I would say as well. There's been sniffles here and there.
He's definitely made the most impact on one club.
I think so, Andy. Well done.
Because he's been there the full 5 years.
What about advice? What advice would you give him moving abroad?
Wild.
You obviously had your time in Azerbaijan.
Come back.
But you were on 200 quid a week.
Listen, we can't compare the situation with me. And Saudi Arabia will be lovely.
Right,
It'll be class.
You're
not going to the Gaza Strip, mate.
See, when you were earlier, when you get a day off, what was Andy Halliday's a day off like earlier?
You found a Rangers pub, Rangers supporters club.
Honestly, right,
just watching your flat.
Was it roasting?
It was fucking roasting. What do you mean? Was it roasting at 40 degrees?
Was it?
I'd just wake up, sit in the house, probably walk in and try and get a coffee somewhere.
What's that?
Just go, fuck all, mate. Honestly, fuck all. But what I will say is, right, this is the only advice I'd give him. But it doesn't matter because you're fucking 20 grand a week. I was going to say, when I went, they put me in a hotel, which was obviously for free. You stayed in a hotel for free. Don't do that.
No.
Go and get a flat that you pick. It's something that'll make you be more comfortable, and when you come home for training, you've got your own space and whatever. I would say that. But
so
you're
going back to the
20
hotel,
grand a week. You can buy a house if you want.
You're up high flats, weren't you?
Aye. 86 up.
You're doing your lashing outside, aren't you?
The thing is as well, see when you're in a hotel, there's only one thing you're doing when you get back.
Sit on that telly.
Aye.
And you try to find the channel on the telly.
But a pepperami after a few days, that.
Okay, well, Hibs get somebody to replace him.
Very hard to replace him, Simon.
Well, who did Sean used to play with?
McGeady.
Larson.
McGeady?
There you go, has he been playing with Sunderland?
He's been injured.
Been injured.
Has he?
Aye.
Is that who you're talking about?
Aye.
I don't think
Tom Boyd, I thought you were
Hibs
talking about. Did he play right
are
wing?
taking on his wages.
Right wing back, like.
Hibs are not taking on McGeady's wages. I think McGeady's still got a lot.
No.
I think McGeady's still got a part to play in how Sunderland's season will end, so I don't think they'll let him go.
Is there a replacement in Scotland that you can see that could go
He's
in
doing
there?
well.
There's young wingers out there in Scottish football, but
There's a good one at.
I know a Horney winger.
Don't like this. Do not
She make the switch? Can she do it?
Well, let me tell you in a bit quickly. Forget all the football talk.
No.
There's a big business in a bit hitting soon.
Aye.
Is it? Right, what is it?
FC Boca Glasgow. Wow.
What, as
I'm the
in,
chairman yet.
and what are you, is it a kids thing or is it an adults?
Kids. It's going to take you everything.
Right.
It's about to unleash.
So give us your principles, what are the thing, if your kid goes to Glasgow Boca, what are they getting?
You'll get, first and foremost, you'll get
At
taught.
lunch.
No, sorry, come on. First and foremost, you'll get taught manners, respect, life lessons.
For who?
For me, because
Alright.
it's how I've lived.
Who's going to teach you
It's a
that?
great example, isn't it?
It's a great example. But first and foremost, you need to learn the game, and it can still be fun learning the game. See this? You don't go into primary one sign, you know you've said this all the time, and you start learning handwriting or you learn maths, and then you go to the next day, right, we'll do that in 6 months. No, you get the basics in them straight away. So you learn the basics, Andy,
Be world class at the basics.
They're the basics constant, and then see them when they've got the basics, Kev, that's when you can maybe start doing this and doing that. But how can you not still have fun learning stuff? I don't understand it. It's people think, have fun, just put them in a big game. That's fine, play the game. But why not step and say, see that pass you played with your toes there? Put it inside your foot.
See on kids football, obviously you do a lot of coaching with the kids. Si, Andy, would you agree that at the young age when you've got kids in at a football club, right?
Yes.
And at a young age, say they start about 5 years old, 6 years old, they start even younger in the kind of little tot stuff. Would you encourage the kids at 5, 6 years to do basic drills like passing, control,
100%.
Aye.
That's what I would do, I think.
I know, that's what I would do. I would do it for 20 minutes every week and then progress it in passing. Because I find, like recently, just with going to my own kids' football, that they don't do this.
No.
I would also make
And
it
I'm
very
like-
fun orientated at that age.
But you don't want to see them fucking playing tig for 2
Because
hours.
all I get
makes
told
no
is,
sense.
because the Scottish FA's got a thing where they call
It's
it
a
fun
five.
fives and then it's super sevens.
Yeah.
And they want it, some clubs want it to
Learn
be, it's
the
just
game.
fun. But
Learn
for
the
me,
basics.
See at Boca FC, see if they don't do it proper, who are you phoning?
It's a great question. You'll be nowhere near it.
my phone's off.
I can't believe he's no. It's just linked right into phone of that. It's taking him up the road, isn't it?
Who my phone? Oh, that phone or that?
Aye.
They know that. they swiftly told that as soon as they came in. No, it's going to be unbelievable. Wait till you see the video. It gets unveiled. It's about to be made. I need to make a.
So what's your title? Is it head
Chairman.
coach?
I'm a chairman.
So the chairman's going to coach?
My whole plan is to be the chairman, do a bit of coaching, and when the
What with your suit? Is the chairman not wear a suit?
suit up, and when the cash starts flowing around, just let it.
So you're going to coach with your suit on?
If need be.
Or you're going to go down to the dressing room and change into training
No,
gear?
the suit will be on. No, listen, I cannot wait because I'm so, as you know, Si, I'm so passionate about youth football, and I've really got I believe that the exact idea of the way it should be, and it has to be fun. So even if you say, listen, just let them play a game, that's fine, but you need to be in that game helping them out. Do you know what I mean? If they're doing things wrong, step them in, and of course, and it has to be fun, but there's a way right to that. If you're not, how can I fit my coach? See, I don't get that, but I don't know what I was saying.
No, yeah, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say something like, how can I fit my coach? No coach.
You're educating them about the game, you're learning the game, the basics, so that is your job as a football coach. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With that, so get in there. Aye, so listen, it's exciting to wait till you see the video getting unveiled. Oh,
By the way, Sean Maloney did Cambo next round as
Oh,
well.
mate, imagine that.
he'll eat
chat
him alive.
Aye, so you're about to about that. Sorry? Sorry.
I don't think Sean will come off a dugout. Do you?
I'd pay to watch the after.
That'd be good verbals,
after
That'd be massively uncomfortable.
I'm asking the class of him.
Sean will probably put on his Canadian accent that week.
No,
but he does. It just depends what company he's in. Some weeks it's Scottish, some weeks it's Canadian, some weeks there's a touch of Belgium in there.
What? Can you see him beating them? By when we were on the bus, we were like, please no Arbroath away, man. But you've said it on here before. I'd rather Celtic Park, Celtic and Rangers.
The way they play?
Just hard play.
It's hard play. Mate, they had, I don't know about last year, but see the 2 years before last year, they had the third best home record in Scotland behind Rangers and Celtic. Arbroath.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And by the way, they were near the bottom of the league and still had one of the best home records in Scotland.
I think Hibs are struggling now. Definitely, because they're sitting top of the championship and they're playing very, very well. They know how to get results, and when it comes to a cup tie, last 16, sitting against Hibs and make it hard for them.
It'll not be easy, but you've got to fancy Hibs, but never easy, mate.
But no,
never easy.
That could be the round. That could be the shock of the round, the next round.
I'd be interested to know the last time a team went to Gayfield and battered them.
No,
by more than 2 goals.
I think Grosvenor are the only team that beat us.
And that was only 3.
That was only 3,
We went 3-0 up against them at half-time back in 2013, 14.
Who was that, Rangers?
Ayr versus Arbroath, 3-0 up, because the wind was fucking blowing with us.
That way.
And then it turned around, it was 3-3 within 5 minutes. Honestly, that's how quickly it was.
I've had that at Peterhead, mate. You're 3 up at half-time thinking this game's done, and then second half the wind fucking, you're like, he done it off your goal line for your goal kick. Need to say, lads, we're in the Record Factory hosting the podcast. They're up for the award of Best Sports Bar at the Scottish Entertainment Awards. So make sure you give them a vote at entertainmentawards.co.uk.
Well, I've got to say, Si, they're the best sports bar we've been in.
Aye.
100%. This is Grosvenor Sports Bar. They use this. This is where they get changed before the games.
Is it? Aye, I can't. Who's potentially could beat them? Can't see many, can you?
Although,
I don't know.
Whoever's handing out the awards will need to clean that toilet before the turn. That'll be 10 points off.
I know. He came out here, look at mine there before the show too.
Not bad.
Last few bits, Celtic and Rangers are obviously through, and Aribo's back from the Nations Cup. He's done brilliant over there, isn't he?
My door was getting banged last night.
What was getting banged, sorry?
My door.
Right. Is that what you're calling it now? The door?
My next door neighbour's gone wild because Nigeria get beat. So he's come back home.
I think that was a better result last night for Rangers than Friday was, to be honest.
Aye.
How do you get on with the neighbour, him being a Rangers fan, you being?
All in.
Best of pals?
Aye, all in.
What's all?
Don't know, I just sounded good at it. No, but here that's massive for Aribo come back to Rangers. I think that's their biggest loss, you know, with creativity and stuff, and that wee guy in between the lines. Do you think so, Andy?
It's massive, but I do think Alfredo Morelos has been called up to Colombia in a minute. So for as big a boost as Aribo being back, I think it's equally as big.
But Roof can go and play up there now.
Aye, definitely. Roof can play up there. Iton's come on all night there and scored.
Big Iton.
Is that not an offer on the internet? It's on.
Is it Iton? So we've got options.
What about Sakala though? I think with Celtics.
I don't think he's a number 9 though, mate. I really don't.
But Andy, I'm going to take you to school here with this man because
the chairman's going to take you to school here.
Because see with Sakala, see Celtic how open they are in their defence.
In between centre halves and fullbacks, is that what you think?
Do you know what I mean? With his speed.
No, but when did you say open?
No, but they play
never conceded a chance against Hibs, who had Martin Boyle was a similar outcome.
No, but see in European games, they have been very open with even with Leverkusen. I know they're a really good top side, but I think they actually said that they were looking at the gaps in between Celtic's defence because they were very high in the way Ange wants to play. So, and even with Hibs, they didn't create, I mean, Hibs had one chance, but there was chances I felt that you could get at them at times because they did play a very open style. So, could Sakala come in there and...
No, for me, I'd put Ruffin ahead of Sakala every day.
If that's the case, then I'm not playing on Wednesday in the 10. That's what you're trying to
I see Paul's point with how because Celtic can be open. If you just look at the game on Saturday against Alaba, Celtic, like, Connor Sabin had a few chances.
What, the one for the halfway line?
No, that's what I mean. No, but he should have scored, sorry. Like, me and Big John Harton's on the same page there.
That was some commentary for the big man, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be scoring for you.
Got to be scoring for 45 yards.
I'm not sure about him shouting yes when Celtic score or not, when he's working for Premier Sports. Can't believe it.
What do you make of the... I just need to start that again as well. I'm having a shock again. What do you make of that? The international teams can call
it. Joe Pereira.
I'm jumping in again. Joe Victoria as he's fucking haunted me. What do you make of that? International teams can call up club players during the season.
I think it's a disgrace, Simon.
Yeah, why are all the tournaments not just in the summer?
Aye, 100%.
I'm not being funny, man. Like, I don't know if I'm just saying this because I've never been called up for Scotland and never will, but if I'm it's an old fun game, man. If I'm Kyogo or Rogic or whoever's getting called up, I know what game I want to play in.
I know.
It's a disgrace.
Know what I mean, Paul?
100%, mate. A club's paying their wages, but internet at the start of the season, whoever runs it all should be this month. You're all at the same time.
Yeah.
This month it can't be just taking players here, there, everywhere during the season. When if I'm a club and I'm paying somebody say 20, 25 grand a week, he ain't going to some tournament. We've got one of the biggest games of the season coming up. I don't see how that what makes sense.
No.
And that goes for any tournament. It's not just this tournament.
I think this time around for both teams, they're both going to miss players. So like Rangers are going to miss Morelos, Celtic's going to miss Kyogo and Rogic. What about the Japanese boys? Are they ahead now?
I think May does it.
So Celtic's going to have 3 players.
Derek Ferguson's been called up.
Is that the same as...
Will he not make the cooking show?
No, he'll not be on the cooking show either. So it's not just affecting Celtic Rangers, it's affecting the podcast.
I know, but see when 3 players get called up, can you not get the game cancelled? Like the game
I don't want to get played to, don't they?
No, they do. I want to see it get played, but...
I heard that as a rule.
It is a rule, aye. But,
you want to see the game with both teams best 11, don't you?
Definitely.
Because the bragging rights are
But the game will be on.
The bragging rights are always good, but when somebody wins and they haven't got a full... that's you only won because so-and-so wasn't there and vice versa, but we need an old firm. It's been a while since an old firm.
Did you get called up for Scotland when Sunderland had a big game?
Aye.
You had to miss it?
No, one game actually. I played for Scotland under Scotland B in Germany, and we had a game for Sunderland the next night. Flew back and was on the bench the next night.
What?
Aye, against Hull away.
See, that's not right either.
That's not right, is it? No.
The guy for Arsenal flew in the morning, Thomas Partey, and was on the bench.
Aye,
Get
sent off.
Remember Big Ambrose done it for Yuffie?
So he did 2 goals. 2 goals, that's right.
Aye, there should be a rule. Surely at the beginning of the season, must look at the fixture list and say, right, okay, there's internationals this year, this time for Europe, internationals this for CONCACAF, for Asia, whatever it is, and try and get the big games avoided so that they don't.
Who's the qualifier against? And where are Japan in the group, do you know?
Nah, mate, not interested, to be honest.
No.
See, I wonder if it's...
Derek
see if it's not a big qualifier within the group, I know what I'd be doing if I'm them. But I'm not going. It's all fun game.
But we've
4
heard
points behind.
Lewis, Ferguson and John Carver are flying over to watch his dad play.
So it's Aberdeen.
Are they sharing a seat again?
Sharing a seat, 1 seat on the plane, mate.
Fair dues. The Derek Ferguson Maeda lookalike is one of the best of all time.
It's unreal. Just quickly on Rangers beat Stirling Albion. I actually thought Brian Faigolo had scored the first goal, but it was with Alex Lowry. So
mate, how good was he?
He's a player, mate. I've seen him play in the youths. He's a good player.
He was comfortably outside maybe Sakala, Rangers' best player.
What position?
Mate wants a ball. Doesn't it just pop it off? He wants to go and do bits. Love to see it in young players.
He come on early and he automatically was the best player on the park.
And see,
he was good.
So now we're talking about, like, obviously bigger teams playing the smaller teams, and it's most of the time it's a lose-lose situation. A lot of Rangers players didn't cover their selling glory even though they finished 4-0. Do you know what I mean?
Brandon Barker.
Honestly, it wasn't a good game. Alex Lowry genuinely changed the tempo of the game when he came on.
I only seen bits of it, but he did. He brought a wee freshness and a bit of excitement.
There's a couple of players that night.
Bit of enthusiasm.
I thought Sakala was good, to be fair.
What position was he playing?
On the left.
So he is maybe a winger?
I think so, just especially with the way Rangers are playing now. Whereas I think Alfredo Morelos is back to being a penalty box striker. I don't really think Sakala's that.
Does he like hugging the touchline, Sakala? Because we can organise it.
Pat can take him.
Aye. He does, aye.
Good to get Pat on, isn't it?
Pat would be good.
Do you know what I found weird with Sakala? I don't know if you've seen it. He came out on Instagram and says, I'm not cutting my hair to score a goal. He's a striker.
And he scored. He's talking about his pubes, isn't he?
He scored the next game.
Come on here.
Because the hydro in it. Come to the next hydro.
But you don't do that if you're a striker, do you?
No, I hate shit.
I mean, he literally just scored the next game. So he cut his hair out a week after making the bet.
Nobody cares.
It's like the tash for November. Aye, good one, aye. Cunts can't grow a tash.
Like, if I said, I'm not cutting my hair to a score, that could be an issue.
Barbers would be like that, oh, Glasgow fan, fuck man, I'm sick of touching it.
I could go about 3 years.
Spoke Matty O'Reilly for MK Dons. Anyone know anything about him? Josh Windass told me he was good.
Wow, he must be fucking brilliant, man. I'm telling you now. Josh Windass says you're good. You're very good.
He misses you hard, remember?
Mate, he's shown us all his goals. Every goal he sends me, what do you think is?
It's the player he said you're not having him, you give him too much credit.
So mate, he loves Scottish football, man.
He's the harshest critic of a football player I've ever met.
He scored at the weekend.
What a boy.
He did, aye. Great finish, actually.
He's flying. He is flying.
Josh is a very good player, mate.
Is he?
Aye, very good player. Athletic as fuck, but technical as well. He's good.
Wow.
He's fit as fuck, isn't he?
But I mean, I'm not going to out it on here, but some of the players that he's caned in the past, man, fuck me.
Is he? Huh?
I tell you, he really doesn't rate a lot of Scottish players, I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Even though you're saying he loves Scottish football, he doesn't rate a lot.
That story with you and him at Tynecastle's, you heard that?
That's one of my favourites.
Come on, you fucking man.
Fuck me, boys, liven up! Throw in, comes in, bobbled at his foot, 3-1 Hearts. He's like, fuck me, how bad's this pitch?
So but 1.5 million's a great bit of business for Celtic as well, now.
1.5 million is nothing.
None, mate, exactly.
Nothing
For an emerging talent in League One.
Nothing these days. I've noticed he's actually scored quite a few goals this year as well.
But MK Dons play a similar style. That's what I like about Ange. He's obviously looks at MK Dons, play a similar style at Celtic.
Where's his favoured position?
I think he's an attacker that maybe comes in off the side.
Is he? Aye. I'll be interested to see in the coming weeks how he gets
like
on.
an advanced midfielder.
Yep.
Kevin.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
But Celtic will still be busy in this transfer window. You can still see a couple coming.
You still smell it, can you?
Do you think Rangers will do any business?
I think they'll be trying.
Suter will go, won't he?
Suter will go.
Do you think
it makes sense for both teams for Suter to go, doesn't it?
I think a winger.
Needs to be a financial benefit though.
For you,
I think a winger.
Did the Rangers not make an offer like a couple of $100,000 or something and Hearts turned it down?
I think, I don't know the figures, but Hearts will, like I said last week, Hearts will be like, how much do we get if we finish third in Europa League? We've got a better chance of getting third if John Suter stays. Where's the middle ground between us?
See on the Europa League argument, obviously, I mind you saying last week about it, Scottish teams that finish third and qualify Europa League very rarely get to the actual group stage part. So how much money is there just by qualifying? You don't make the money once you're in the group.
By rounds, it's quite big.
Is it?
Aye.
St Johnstone
It's not massive, but it is quite big. By the way, see, saying that right, I seen something on social media. St Johnstone, the first time ever to draw with Galatasaray and get beat off Kelty Hearts in the same season.
Mate, St Johnstone were close as well, weren't they?
Aye, mate.
They're in Galatasaray close.
They went away to that Lask as well and got a result, didn't they?
Mate, that's what used to kill me. Remember, like the third or fourth place teams only used to get like 2 weeks off.
2 weeks off.
It's worse than Scottish. What are you doing qualifying for you? 2 weeks after, then you get scudded out in the first round, man. That was horrendous.
I think it's changed now as well, though. If you finish third or fourth in the SPFL, you don't need to go into that League Cup group because that's fucking early as well, mate.
What is the best?
And you don't need to trek up to fucking Peterhead.
For the League Cup.
Who did we get this year? We got fucking Peterhead, Cove Rangers. Everywhere was a fucking trek.
Usually always get that because it's done by regions, kind of, isn't it? So Hearts, Edinburgh.
I mean, how's that close? Peterhead, Cove and Inverness.
Did Rab play the saxophone the full way up?
Full way up.
He must have busted.
You must have blew your saxophone after that weekend, did he?
Do something else.
Who think's the best January transfer you've seen?
Of all time, we were saying this about little rubber nut Jamie O'Hara, weren't we?
Kamalik when
you can't ask these type of questions on the spot. We've got to research this.
Kamalik when they signed Kevin Kyle 2009.
Are you January, Kev?
January, aye.
So this is for Hearts?
Hearts, if I get them going down, the Quinn scored 8 goals before the season finished.
It's a big number for...
Kept him up.
So what
different class,
Kelly bottom league?
Nah, they were in the bottom league when I arrived. I think they're about 10th.
Right.
Not bad.
I came in and then scored about 8 goals.
So wait, did your agent just phone you? Were you not quite happy at Hearts?
No, I was... this was at Kamalik. I left Coventry to go to Kamalik.
Oh, right. Coventry it was.
Wait, remember the Jet phoned me that day?
Right, listen to this.
The Jet phoned me and says, "Hi, it's Jim." I says, "Jim who?" He says, "Jim Jeffries." He says, "All right, how you doing?" He says, "You thinking about coming to play up in Scotland?" I says, "I just need a club to get my career going." "Well, I'll fucking get your career going. Cup here and I'll look after you, son." I'm not sure.
By God, he did.
By God, he did.
Davy Weir.
Davy Weir?
Davy Weir for
Did he sign
What did he come, 43 or something?
Well, that was a thing. He signed for 6 months, didn't he? And end up staying for about 5 years.
I know, Davy Weir, what a player he was.
Davy Weir was a good player, wasn't he?
Oh, I seen him I played against him at Everton, man. He was unbelievable.
I kind of think so.
Bellamy, mate.
Do you know, that's brilliant, that.
See, watching him, you're like, what the fuck, man?
He was a joke at
Oh my God, what a player.
The Bellamy.
Am I imagining things, or did Barry Robson no sign for Celtic in January?
I think he maybe did.
Barry Robson was good for Celtic, no?
Oh, dog.
Big ginger dog, wasn't he?
Barry Robson surprised me, by the way, when I signed with Middlesbrough. I thought he was good, mate.
No, good player, Barry Robson.
Was he, aye?
Oh,
He's an angry man, eh?
Kicked the ball so hard with his leg.
Much better than what I think people
Gave him credit.
Technically good, mate.
Aye.
Could zing a ball in that.
What's more interesting for people, the shocking transfer signings.
Kevin Kyle for
Slain a mother of Celtic, innit?
Mother of Celtic and then Slain, free transfer to Ayr. I'd won 5 in the bounce. I came in and get relegated.
Did you?
Didn't win a game.
Did you just get relegated when you were at Ayr?
No. but had a bad run.
So talk us through the phone call. Who phoned you up to say error? What?
Stefan Givars.
He was shite.
Stefan Givars at Rangers.
He'd won the World Cup.
Won the World Cup.
He was shite.
Same with Rangers. I think he showed a hat-trick in his first game against St Johnstone. I don't think he showed another goal.
Who's your manager here, Paul?
Mark Robertson.
Did he phone you?
See when I went in to sign, it was unbelievable. See when I went in to sign, see in the contract, I actually said, so it had my details, Paul Slaney on the contract. Slaney. No Paul Slaney.
No, I never.
Listen, swear on man's life. Swear on man's life. I like, what the fuck? Paul Slaney.
Did you follow him up with it, or did you just sign it?
Slaney in the back of your strip?
Shut it.
Shut it. No, it was. No, I don't think we had no names in the back of the strips.
That's brilliant.
What about your other big move when you went to, was it Stirling Albion you went on trial?
Stirling Albion, aye. Fucking dog shit there, I know. I'm a bad player, honestly.
So what happened? Who phoned you with Stirling Albion, the manager?
Beatty Boy.
How?
Beatty Boy was in it, Stirling Albion.
Right.
And I messaged him, said, could I come?
Alright, so they didn't even want you, you asked to go in somewhere?
Aye,
I heard for the grapevine that you could be making a return back to football. True or false?
True.
As part of Boca?
No. All I'm saying is, if you watch the scores on Saturday, you can see my name.
When? Who win?
I've heard that.
How did you hear that?
Somebody's told me they've seen you out running again, but obviously you've been telling us you've been doing your steps.
You've been out jogging with the football boots on it, on the concrete?
Aye, the studs are all scraped now. I love getting it. But no, you need to...
What boots will you wear on your comeback? What you wear?
Well, obviously, could you Nike Tempos?
Brad Douglas?
Aye, big Brad Douglas.
Fold of a tongue.
Get a pair of my Kings on, mate.
Aye,
You look brilliant.
I want to get one. I want to get one with my last shot because it's still to this day eats away at my head. I listen, there's bits and bobs going on, but it still eats away at my head. I can never seem to just get it away.
Still a good age, mate, aren't you?
30-year-old. Good about the
3 years
dress, and that won't be the
Cut
case.
your left.
Aye, so listen, I need to get it.
5 year, 30, you're 35.
35. I got 3 good years and
The only
2
issue is,
two Swansong years.
2 ones like me on Saturday.
Aye.
The only
You
issue
should have
though-
finished a few years ago.
I was a nippy winger when I retired, so I don't know where.
But you think you're going to be a pocket player now?
in a hole?
You like getting the holiday.
Same minute every week.
Right, talking about players in the hole, last week bit Dele Alli's going to leave Spurs with Celtic Rangers taking.
Nah, I wouldn't take it.
How'd you know that?
Just not
Who's
past
getting?
side.
You put that question in there?
He's not going to come to Celtic Rangers.
I
You
never
want about
liked
100
him.
grand a week?
I've never liked him.
Aye. Who's going to take him down?
You've never liked him,
Never liked
Kev?
him,
Nah,
nah.
bad attitude.
I don't know. No, that.
Newcastle.
I just
I'm
never
with you
really.
there.
I never like when they
really
went
does.
away to one of the. I think I don't know if it was the World Cup or the Euros a number of years ago. Just didn't really do that much where I was wowed by it. Every now and then he'll do something spectacular and they'll talk about it for a few months, but he doesn't do that every week.
I think it was one season at Spurs he done
Aye,
it.
but for me, I don't. He doesn't.
You've still got a prem move though,
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
fucking
And
Dele
Newcastle.
Newcastle
And
came
Newcastle
in a
would
minute,
take
mate.
him.
Aye.
Heartbeat.
Aye.
Definitely.
I don't know. Eddie Howe's all about pressing.
No doubt.
Work hard, does he?
I tell you what's a bigger shock though. Christian Eriksen, Brentford, man. Surely he's still too good for
What a
Brentford.
move that is for
so-
Brentford.
I'm
Aye.
buzzing for them.
I saw
love
that, but
Brentford, man.
I'd be thinking, I mean, come on, it's not my fault. Then.
Brentford could be
By
good.
the way,
I should
your
get better than that.
Wolves are nice to watch now under a new
Told
manager.
you, mate. Told you.
You slaughtered them.
Ericsson could have done.
They used to be by
Aye,
far
they
the
were
worst
shite,
team
they
to
were
watch.
Under Nuno.
By far.
Newcastle, Ericsson would have been a shite for Newcastle surely just for a few months to see how he
I'd be
was.
brilliant. Aye.
Good shout.
He just wants to
He's
try
probably,
and
I think he's probably the Brentford manager.
he just wants to get to the World Cup, the boy. God, I hope he does. That'd be an unbelievable
great story, wouldn't it?
A great story.
I don't think we'll ever forget that.
No, SWG3.
Where
And that was
were
the-
you
that was the
moment?
same-
That was one of
It was
the
Saturday's second show, wasn't it?
Aye.
I made a shocker the night before in my head.
sad.
Aye.
It's horrible.
It was a sad day in football. That was.
Good to see him back. That's us, boys.